Your Matsu Miners are on the road, but still on the grind. It's Matsu Miners Baseball, and it's next on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the Miners Pregame Show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's the voices of the Miners, Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard.
The Matsu Miners are white hot. After dropping 2 decisions to the Pilots midweek, the Miners are hitting their stride well before midseason. The continuing saga of tremendous starting pitching continued last night in the Summer Solstice Showdown, as Eli Morgan pitched 6 strong innings, giving up just 1 hit and no runs. While the Pilots threatened to break through in the 7th and 9th innings, the bullpen didn't break, getting out of 2 bases-loaded situations without surrendering a run to preserve the 1-0 lead and seal up the Miners' 3rd win in a row over the Pilots. Now in just their 12th game of the season, the Miners look for win number 10 on the young season and conference win number 8 as they take on division rival, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Welcome on out to Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. You are listening to the Miners Pregame Show, sponsored by Napa Auto Parts on the Miners Radio Network. I'm Kevin Peel, joined beside me with my partner, Kyle Howard. Kyle, the obvious talking point has to be the performance of this pitching staff. The numbers they have been able to put up so far are downright nasty, including the 88 strikeouts as a team, which is double second and third place teams combined. Can anything phase this pitching staff?
This pitching staff, no, absolutely not. They've been very much on top of their game so far this year. In every start, they've, again, the big statistic, 88 strikeouts from this pitching staff. The second and third teams in this league in strikeouts have a combined 85 strikeouts. So just let that sink in for a second. Realize how many strikeouts this pitching staff has. And when you say unhittable, I think that goes that goes without being said, I guess, when you talk about the strikeouts. So strikeout means not hitting the ball. So this pitching staff has been nearly unhittable to this point, not allowing very many hits per night as well, and certainly keeping a lot of runs off the board. And certainly, I don't see anything phasing them the rest for a long time at least. And unless they maybe hit a bump on the road here and there, that's going to happen at some point probably. But anything in particular to keep them off their game, I don't see it happening.
Today, the Miners hand the ball to Brigham Hill, who looks to avenge Wednesday's loss to these Pilots. It was a tough luck loss in which the run came in the 10th inning and extra innings on a fielder's choice, in which the Pilots won that game 2-1.
It's not hitting the ball, so this pitching staff has been nearly unhittable to this point, not allowing very many hits per night as well, and certainly keeping a lot of runs off the board. And certainly, I don't see anything phasing them the rest for a long time at least.
Today, the Miners hand the ball to Brigham Hill, who looks to avenge Wednesday's loss to these Pilots, in which they were able to win in the 10th inning in extras on a fielder's choice by Kyle Watson, which capped off. Of course, the Wolf had the RBI double in that game that ultimately tied it in the 9th, but did not go their way in the end as they fell on that one 2-1. What things does he need to patch up in order to get his first win of the year tonight? But although he is pitching in a different role, not out of the bullpen.
Yeah, you might be looking for a detailed answer, but the answer is absolutely nothing. He pitched outstanding in that performance, struck out 6 batters, and unfortunately caught a bad break on the ground ball to third baseman. Nygaard made a nice play on it, but unfortunately got able to end there for a slider and at home plate with the Pilots getting that win that night in extra innings. But the Miners battled back that night and were able to tie the game up, and Brigham Hill kept the game in there. So certainly it was a good pitching performance for them and for Brigham Hill, and he looks to continue that tonight.
Ever since Tuesday night, the Pilots' offense has only been able to scratch across 3 runs in 4 games against the Miners' pitching staff. It seems like the Pilots did a lot of things right last night, such as forcing a lot of full counts against Eli Morgan and loading the bases twice. However, they came up empty-handed in the run column. What players do the Pilots need to turn to today to try and turn the tide in their favor?
Tonight, they really just have to work the pitcher, the count a little bit more, and not swinging too many pitches out of the zone. Again, the Miners team really forcing a lot of strikeouts this year and a lot of fastballs out of the zone on 2 strikes, and that's something the Pilots have not been able to take advantage of. They've been chasing those pitches that especially last night for Morgan. Morgan got a couple guys that swinging bad pitches out of the zone, and to credit to Morgan to be able to do that. But if you're trying to turn things around as a pilot, you certainly have to avoid those pitches and lay off those.
We are almost set for baseball here at Mulcahy Field. Later on in the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, we will have the national anthem and the starting lineups for you. But coming up next, today's pregame profile is with Miners starter Calvin LeBrun. Stay tuned. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the pregame profile. I'm Kevin Peel, one of the broadcasters, joined today with Calvin LeBrun. How you doing today, Calvin?
Good, I'm good. How are you, Kevin?
Doing great, thank you. Doing great. Today, you're going to be going on the hill maybe in a couple days.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah. After a few days off, so you're getting a little break there.
Yeah, definitely.
But your first two performances have been great, 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of strikeouts. What's been your key so far?
Yeah, I think just getting confidence back. This wasn't the year I wanted at Gonzaga, and I think coming here, you're having fun with a bunch of guys, and you're meeting new people, and you got good coaches. So I think it's kind of just relaxed you a little bit, and they have all the confidence in the world in you to go do what you need to do. So it's it's just kind of a relaxing thing, and then obviously the pitching side with it, just really trying to work hard on doing better at what I struggled with last year. So
yeah. And of course, you go to Gonzaga. What are some of your aspirations? What are you majoring in? How was the Gonzaga experience?
I love Gonzaga. It's a great place. It's a family-oriented place, and it's you just meet a lot of new people, and it's so small that you remember those people, and I think that's special with a community like that. I'm actually a physical education major, so I'm going to try and teach at the high school level and one day become a coach. So,
very good.
So yeah.
And so you also this is a basketball school, but you're trying to make that baseball program get to the same level.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had a great year this year. We just kind of couldn't put together sometimes, but we had a great team, and I'm really looking forward to next year. We got a good group of guys coming in and a good group of guys coming back, and just really excited to get back to school and kind of just get back together with all the guys and do what we need to do.
And it's got to be exciting for you looking around, not only your team, having teammates in Eli Morgan, Caleb Woody you play with at Gonzaga, but also looking around, seeing guys like Taylor Jones with the Bucks. That's got to be an interesting experience.
Yeah, I did this last year where I played in the West Coast League, and you see your team. I was coming in as a freshman, so I saw guys who I was going to be playing with, and it's a pretty cool experience. And then coming up here and you play, Taylor Jones was actually my roommate on the road. So
wow.
So yeah, we kind of missed each other. So when I first saw him, I gave him a big hug, and it's pretty cool playing against your teammates and just seeing those guys again because you miss them because you're used to seeing them every day. So it's definitely a good thing to see them again.
And so the pitching staff right now in total 0.92 ERA through the first 11 games. Have you ever seen pitching like this out of a team?
I haven't. I've never seen a staff go out and just do what they need to do, what our coaches ask for. And it's fun to watch because, I sit behind the plate and do velos and that kind of stuff. And it's really a pleasure just to see how good we've been over the stretch. And, hopefully we can continue it. I know guys, we're all working hard, and it's just really cool to see it. You don't see it every day where guys are going 6 or 7 innings without giving up a run or a hit sometimes. So it's pretty special.
And so looking at maybe some of your pregame rituals, any superstitions or music you like to listen to at all?
Oh, man, I could go on and on, but, I'll keep it short. I got Subway. I always eat Subway before I pitch. And, I just try to watch. I watch the same movie the night before, and just little things. I always got to stay on top of it. My mom sometimes has to remind me of it. So, but yeah, I mean, when you get in a routine, you kind of just stick to it. And if it's working, you don't want to mess anything up. So yeah, I try to eat Subway every day before the day of before I get to the park, and just little things. Tying my shoes or something like that the right way and stuff in the dugout. So yeah, it's I got a lot of them, but I don't want to take up too much time. So,
and in talking to you, we know you appreciate some good jokes.
Yes.
Do you have a joke to tell us today?
I'm not necessarily a jokester, but I like to have fun with my teammates. I'll say some stupid stuff or whatever. I'm not gonna lie. When you first asked me to come up here, I was gonna come up here in full catcher's gear. So, but I didn't want to do that for the first time I was up here. So, but yeah, no, I like to have a good time with the guys, and this is a very fun group of guys, and it's guys like Corbin and Trenton, and they're just a good group of guys to joke around with. So yeah, if you ever catch me out there, you'll catch me with a joke or something like that. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Kyle.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This has been the pregame profile. Stay tuned. Miners baseball against the Pilots coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned.
we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous tide, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rugged railways of the sea air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, as we are almost set for baseball here at Mulcahy Stadium between the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners. We'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment. Our umpires for today, home plate, will be Jim Shulock, and the base umpire will be Tim Davis, as the Miners coming in at 9-2, 7-2 in ABL play. We'll have this starting batting order. Alex Caruso will lead off and play center. Brick Paskowitz will bat second and play right field. Niles Nygaard will bat third and play short. Matt Diorio will catch and bat cleanup. Vance Vizcaino will bat fifth and play in left field. Hunter Simmons getting the start tonight. He'll bat sixth and play first. Jake Schleppenbach will bat seventh and play second base. Jed Fagg will play third and bat eighth. And Tanner Nishioka will bat ninth and DH. So on the fielding alignments for the Pilots, it will be Jack Anderson in left field, Joe Maroney in center field, Eugene Vasquez in right field. Jack Lebowski will play third. Adalberto Carrillo will be at short. Jordan Aboitis will be at second. Matt McGarry will be at first. Gunnar Troutline behind the plate, and rounding out the battery is starting pitcher Patrick Schneiders. We've seen him before. So he got the start the other night in Palmer, one of the two Pilots wins, although he got a no decision in that one. But we're almost set for baseball. Both teams wearing camouflage jerseys today.
Interesting wardrobe choice.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, an interesting choice, as the Miners will be with their gray, black, and white camo, green and yellow lettering, as the first pitch is lined foul out of play by Alex Caruso. 0-1 the count. The Pilots in their brown-based camouflage with gray pants on today and camo hats. Caruso will take a ball outside, 1-1. The Glacier Pilots coming into this game at 3-6, 3-5 in ABL play. And this pitch also fouled off by Caruso. He falls behind in the count, 1-2. Game time starting temperature for you, just past 6 p.m. here in Anchorage, Alaska. 61 degrees and cloudy conditions with that gentle west breeze coming once again for the third straight day. Caruso fights off another pitch, and the count now still 1-2 on him. Caruso coming into this one at a 382 clip. And this one fouled off. Count's still 1-2 on Caruso. This is the rubber match of this 4-game series here at Mulcahy Stadium, which started with a doubleheader on Friday, the Summer Solstice Showdown last night, and then this contest tonight. As that one misses outside, I'll even up the count on Caruso, 2-2.
Sixth pitch of that bat for Caruso now. Caruso working the pitcher here to start things.
Schneider's pitch, and that one in the dirt. I'll fill up the count, 3-2. Patrick Schneiders getting the start tonight, as we said, for the Pilots. Full count. This one grounded in between first and second and past the glove of the diving Matt McGarry and into right field. So the Miners start off here with a single off the bat of Alex Caruso. 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the first. And the Miners, who just had 4 hits last night in the Summer Solstice Showdown, have a hit already in this contest.
Good start for Caruso now. Didn't have exactly the day he wanted at the plate last night, but a good start for him now, trying to raise that batting average back up.
Paskowitz was going to bunt, pulled back, and that one gets past Gunnar Troutwine. Not all the way to the backstop, but I believe it's going to be a pass ball. And that will allow Alex Caruso to advance into scoring position with just 1 pitch gone in the second batter of the game. And now Paskowitz a chance to drive him in. Schneider's in a bit of an early jam here. Caruso on second, no score yet. Paskowitz was going to try and lay down a bunt, took a fastball for a strike at the knees, 1-1. These two teams will face each other one more time tomorrow, but this time in the Valley in Palmer. For the Miners have 2 days off. Pilots will come back here and play the Chinooks. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count as Paskowitz swung and missed at the changeup. Paskowitz coming in at a team-leading .423 batting average. Been a very consistent hitter for this team. That one missed low for a ball. 2-2.
Already with 12 pitches to the first 2 batters is Schneider's.
And he still hasn't gotten Paskowitz retired. Schneider's from the stretch. 2-2 pitch. And this one is grounded to first. Should be an easy play. 3 unassisted. Brick Paskowitz is put out. But Caruso moves on to third. And so with 1 out here in the top of the first inning, no score. But the Miners have a chance to drive him in as Niles Nygaard comes to the plate. Young man out of the University of Washington. First pitch to Nygaard is a strike with a fastball right down the middle. 0-1. Nygaard coming in to this game after getting a hit last night. A 400 clip. This one grounded past the glove of the diving Lebowski into left field. That's going to plate the first run of this game. An RBI single for Niles Nygaard with just 1 out here in the top of the first. And the Miners on the board very early. Just the start they wanted here. 1-0. As they had a run in the first inning that ended up holding up and being enough for them to win last night in the Summer Solstice Showdown, but this team would love to get some more runs today. 1-0 early here, though. Second hit of the game for the Miners. First for Nygaard. Another RBI for him. Continues to hit well.
He's had a hit in every game he's played in so far.
And that's a strike on the catcher, Matt Diorio. 0-1. Not as smooth of a start this time for Patrick Schneiders, the pitcher out of Freeburg, Missouri. Attends college at the University of Evansville. He'll step off. He's a sophomore there. He's, as we mentioned, he got the start against the Miners in Palmer. That was the Wednesday night start. 0-1. And that's a ball outside, 1-1. Got a no decision, and that was the game in which the Pilots ended up winning 2-1 in 10 innings. But Schneiders, the cousin of former Major League third baseman Joe Creedy, who won a championship with the White Sox back in 2005. Swing and a miss. Diorio, big cut, 1-2. Last season, he pitched actually at Jefferson College, going to Evansville now. He appeared in 16 games at Jefferson College, making 7 starts. He was 2-6 with 2 saves. This one chopped down the first base line. That will go just foul. Nygaard will have to retreat to first. And the count will be 1-2 on Diorio. But in high school, this was a pitcher, Patrick Schneiders, which he posted a perfect 8-0 record on the mound as a senior and led his high school team, the Comets, to a state championship. That's quite an impressive season in its own right. Go undefeated like that. Definitely the ace of that squad. 1-2. So in line hard and foul down the third base line. As Diorio stays alive. That was a good pitch going inside towards the hands of Diorio and was able to fight it off. Gunnar Troutwine wanted to get a new baseball for Schneiders, so he stepped out for a second. Nygaard with a decent lead at first, 1-2. The count on Diorio, and that one's way outside, 2-2. Missing with the fastball was Schneiders. His Jefferson College season was 2 years ago for Patrick Schneiders. Last year, he was a freshman at Evansville. He's going to be a sophomore there. This one fouled away again. Diorio keeps battling. Count still 2-2.
That was pitch number 22 on the inning already, and just one man out.
And the numbers at Evansville for Schneiders were impressive as well. He finished first in the Missouri Valley Conference in hits allowed with 56, second in losses with 6. As this one's lined hard towards center, on his horse, but not going to get it, is Joe Maroney. Rounding third and coming home is Niles Nygaard. The throw is going to be not in time, as it was a good throw in from the second baseman, Jordan Aboitis. But Matt Diorio showing the power there, hitting one to deep center field, beating the shift. It's the third hit of the game for the Miners. They take a lead 2-0 here at Mulcahy Stadium.
That was an absolute rocket off his bat. Hit very, very well. No chance for Maroney to get to it well over his head. A nice piece of hitting there with one out here to plate the second run. Talk about the Miners not being able to plate runs, and they've been struggling to do that. They already have 2 across, just 1 out here in the game.
Now 2 runs on 3 hits for the Miners. That'll bring up Vance Vizcaino as he takes a strike 0-1. Vance Vizcaino getting the start once again, playing in his essentially 8th game in a row. And this one lined hard at second. That's going to be caught. The throw over to second to double off Diorio is in time. Diorio was maybe taking off with the pitch, though. And that will be a 4-6 double play as the inning is now over. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Pilots. We head to the bottom of the first as the Miners jump out early. Pilots coming to bat. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. We're back as the Miners will now come into the field leading 2-0 here in Mulcahy Stadium over the Glacier Pilots. Let's take a look at the batting order for Anchorage. Batting first and playing center field today will be Joe Maroney. Batting second and playing short is Adalberto Carrillo. Batting third and DHing J.J. Wagner. Batting fourth will be Eugene Vasquez as he'll be in right field. Batting fifth will be Jack Anderson. He's playing in left. Jack Lebowski will bat sixth and play third base. Gunnar Troutwine going to catch and bat seventh. Matt McGarry is at first. He'll bat eighth. And Jordan Aboitis will round out the batting order in the 9 slot and play second base. The fielding alignment for your Matsu Miners: Vance Vizcaino in left field, Alex Caruso in center field, Brick Paskowitz in right field. Jed Fagg will play third base. Niles Nygaard will play short. Jake Schleppenbach, second base, and Hunter Simmons at first base. Your battery for today's game: Brigham Hill and Matt Diorio catching, as the first pitch from Brigham Hill is a strike on the outside corner with the fastball, 0-1. Brigham Hill just finished up his freshman year at Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas. 0-1. Right there for a fastball above the belt to Maroney. 0-2. Brigham Hill, in his freshman year for Texas A&M, he appeared in 7 games. 3 of them were starts. He had a 1-0 record, 5.30 ERA as that one rides inside. 1-2 count. He had 23 strikeouts and 9 walks in that time frame. One of 3 pitchers from Texas A&M on this roster is Brigham Hill. And swing and a miss. Got him on 4 pitches as Joe Maroney chased the curveball outside. Great pitch from Hill. Got him to chase. 1 gone here in the bottom of the first.
The leading team in the league in strikeouts. They add to it right here. 88 strikeouts already so far through 11 games here in the 12th game. And starting the game off with a strikeout. So the trend continues, at least so far.
And especially the starting pitcher, Eli Morgan, in last night's game with 12 of those strikeouts. But the staff total had 15. So they added another strikeout per inning the last 3 innings. 3 out of the bullpen total. So that's a ball outside from Hill, 1-0. Brigham Hill, the righty, facing Adalberto Carrillo, the shortstop out of USC. This one launched towards right center field. Brick Paskowitz is running over to it and back, and he'll make the catch. As Carrillo just couldn't get it quite into the gap enough. Nice hustle there by Brick Paskowitz. So much speed in this outfield. We saw Alex Caruso hustle down a big play and crash into the wall yesterday in that summer solstice showdown. We know Vance Vizcaino's capabilities in left, and Brick Paskowitz has it in right as well.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to have any argument whatsoever. This is the best defense in this league.
Quickly, 2 outs for Brigham Hill, and launches one right back at us. Strike 1, 0-1.
So much ground covered out in the outfield with all the speed out there.
J.J. Wagner, the designated hitter at the plate. That's a curveball that missed just inside. 1-1 from Brigham. J.J. Wagner coming into this game. This is his 8th game, 217 average. This one hit hard and foul out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They are in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Rung him up with a curveball. Brigham Hill on the inside corner, right at the belt, gets J.J. Wagner. That's K number 2 of the inning and strikeout number 90 of the season for the Miners. It just continues rolling on. A good inning for the Miners on defense. 1, 2, 3, go the Pilots. We head to the second. Miners 2, Pilots nothing. This is your home for Matsu Miners baseball. Six, 7, and 8 coming up for the Miners as it'll be Simmons, Schleppenbach, and Jed Fag. That is a ball low to Hunter Simmons, 1-0, getting the start today at first base for these Miners is Hunter Simmons after a couple days off. 1-0 pitch, and this one lined foul. Straight back, 1-1 the count. Patrick Schneider's in his start on Wednesday night. Went just 3 innings, giving up 4 hits. Walking 4. 1-1 is a curveball low and away. 2-1 from the Pilots righty. Miners leading 2-0. As Alex Caruso came in on an RBI single from Niles Nygaard. That one misses outside, 3-1. And then Nygaard was able to score on the double from Matt Diorio to dead center field, way out near that 410 sign. And that one misses as well. Hunter Simmons takes a 5-pitch walk from Schneider's, and the Miners are right back where they left off from the first inning, get the leadoff base runner on.
Start for Hunter Simmons at the plate now.
And they did a very good job of doing that last night as well, getting guys on base early in innings. We're just only able to cash in the 1 run, though.
Simmons loves this park also. His 2 hits of the year, both doubles, were in this park.
Schleppenbach takes ball 1 outside from Schneider's, 1-0. Schleppenbach had the night off in the Summer Solstice Showdown last night. Played in the doubleheader on Friday, 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Comes into this one, trying to get the bat going. 1-1 pitch. That one just tailed outside from Schneider's, 2-1. Been a cloudy day just about all day here in Anchorage and the Palmer area. That one misses low, 3-1, but it's been a pleasant day. Pretty perfect temperatures, although highs were supposed to be around 75 or so today, and only probably reached about 64. 3-1. This one hit well to left field, going back towards the corner to make the catch is Jack Anderson as he crashed through the gate into the Miners bullpen. What a catch by Jack Anderson. That ball would have just tailed foul. But a big effort there.
I'm not sure if it's more impressive that he made that catch out there or the fact that it ran through the wall and got up and just ran back to left field after that. Seemed unfazed by running into the wall and hit it very hard as he said he opened the gate out there. But a nice catch out there nonetheless by Anderson.
And he had to go a long way to get to that ball. Horizontally run a long way, and he got there. This one grounded up the middle towards short. Could be an easy ground ball double play. It is, as Adalberto Carrillo flips to Aboitis, who goes on to McGarry, 6-4-3, and that's the inning. So the Miners do get a base runner on the walk of Hunter Simmons, but they cannot get him through. 2-0. The Miners lead after the top of the second here at Mulcahy Stadium. This is your home for Miners baseball. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by human error? The Matsu Miners have joined the movement to spread the public's awareness to these dangerous natural disasters. Whatever your reason for lighting a fire is, always do so responsibly. For questions on burning in the Matsu area, or to learn how to acquire a burn permit, call 907-761-6338 or visit www.forestry.alaska.gov. Because as Smokey Bear would say, only you can prevent wildfires. As the firefighters continue to battle the blazes around the mainland of this beautiful state of Alaska and also the Kenai Peninsula. It seems like with the upcoming rain later in this week, starting about Thursday or so, at least in this general vicinity, those will be helped by the rain being put out, if there are any. 1-0 is the count now on Eugene Vasquez after the Pilots went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Vasquez, though, will rip one into short right field. Schleppenbach, what a play! Gets to it, wheels around, and throws to Brigham Hill. Looked like it was going to be a definite base hit, but Jake Schleppenbach got over to the ball quickly in that gap between first and second base in short right field. Brigham Hill was covering, and there's now one out here in the bottom of the second.
They had to do a complete spin around in the short right field to make that play. An unbelievable play.
And this one's chopped to Schleppenbach at second. Should be an easy play. Throws on, gets him by a half a step. That one a lot more conventional play. The first ground ball that Schleppenbach fielded was 4-1 put out. That was a 4-3 put out. 2 outs quickly here in this bottom of the second inning. Now the batter will be Jack Lebowski. Lebowski coming in at a 176 average for the Pilots as that one misses low and outside 1-0. Lebowski playing in his 7th game. 3 hits and 17 at bats so far for him as that one misses outside 2-0. He was off last night in the Summer Solstice Showdown. But back in the lineup today. This one lined foul on out of play. 2-1 the count. Decent crowd on hand here at Mulcahy Stadium. There's been 2 games at this stadium today. That one missing up high, 3-1. First one getting started at 2 p.m. was the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks against the Anchorage Bucks, in which the Chinooks kept on rolling, winning their 6th consecutive game and beating the Bucks for the 2nd straight time. That one misses outside, and that will be the first base runner of this afternoon and early evening for the Pilots. Now Gunnar Troutline, the catcher, will come up. He had some big at-bats yesterday, which he was able to reach base in the 7th and 9th innings when the Pilots loaded the bases, drawing a walk and getting on because of a catcher's obstruction. But the Pilots were not able to drive any of those runs in yesterday as that pitch misses up high from Hill, 1-0. And those plays looming large now. That nice fielding effort from Jake Schleppenbach. Or else there would at least be one more runner on the base paths. That's a called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. But because of his spinning throw from right field, he was able to get it to Hill in time for the putout. And Hill will step off, trying to force Lebowski back. 2-0. Takes a long look. Lebowski not going. 2-0 pitch is outside as well. It's 2-1 as the scoreboard was off a pitch. 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 2-0. Matsu Miners leading over the Pilots, looking for their 4th consecutive win over these Glacier Pilots. That one just caught the outside corner. Troutline frustrated with that one, but it was there on that corner at the knees. 2-2.
Nice pitch there by Brigham Hill to paint the corner of the low edge. Looked like a ball to him, and really no chance to swing at that one then.
So Brigham Hill, after falling behind 2-0 on this count, has gotten himself back into it. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball rung him up. What a beautiful curveball from Brigham Hill. That's strikeout number 3 for the Miners starter. And that will end the bottom of the second. We head to the 3rd here at Mulcahy Stadium with the Miners leading 2-0 over the Pilots on your home for Miners baseball. As the Pilots take the field, the Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Matsu Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Proud sponsor of the Matsu Miners. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Pilots as we head to the 3rd inning. Miners have gotten the bats going early. Did have 1 run yesterday in the Summer Solstice Showdown. Scoring on a pass ball was Chris Hall. That was the only run they plated, but they have more than that early on in this one today, as that is a strike from Schneider's 0-1 at the knees to Tanner Nishioka. He had the night off yesterday. The DH role today, batting 9th, and he'll take a strike on the outside corner, says home plate umpire Jim Shulock, 0-2. Nishioka coming into this one at 380 batting average. Schneider's likes the first suggestion from Troutwine. The pitch is fouled straight back, and so Nishioka will stay 0-2 down in the count. Here's the 0-2. That one's up high, just a tad, 1-2.
40th pitch thrown by. It's the 40th pitch thrown by Schneider's already, and we're just in the 3rd inning.
1-2. Way inside, almost hit him. He had to spin away from that one. 2-2. Tanner Nishioka out of Pomona Pitzer College. Played ABL summer ball last summer with Caleb Wood and Calvin LeBrun in our pregame profile today. This one popped up and foul. Out of play, 2-2. So I'll even the count at 2-2. Still, as Nishioka's been able to foul off a lot of pitches, and now gets it to a full count as that one misses low in the dirt from Schneider's on a fastball. Fill up the count, 3-2. Joe Maroney shading towards the right center field gap as Nishioka fouls off another one.
Nishioka not being too kind to his pitch count either. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. This will be the 9th coming up now.
Matt McGarry somewhat hugging the line over there. This one fouled off again. And we saw in one at-bat last night, 6 foul balls after taking 2 called strikes. That was Caleb Wood late in the contest against Drew Jacobs. This one slapped foul again off the end of the bat. This is a very much different situation. Drew Jacobs was coming out of the bullpen, but Nishioka here doing a great job running the pitch count of Schneider's up a bit. This one grounded again, foul. Clap from the skipper, Ben Taylor. Some of these have been some hard pitches to get contact on, and Nishioka stayed alive. Still nobody out. 2-0 Miners here in the 3rd. And this one line back up the middle and past the glove of Aboitis into center field for a base hit. Tanner Nishioka, after a long, prolonged at-bat, gets one back up the middle and into center field. 4th hit of the game for the Miners, and they're in business once again, getting the leadoff base runner for the 3rd straight inning.
To win a baseball game, you got to win the war. But in order to win the war, you have to win a lot of battles. That was a battle won by Tanner Nishioka, a 12-pitch at-bat that he lines up the middle.
So that'll bring up the top of the order, which is even more bad news for the Pilots, and it's Alex Caruso. He comes up hacking and fouls it straight back 0-1. Caruso singled and scored back in the 1st. He was able to advance on a pass ball to 2nd, and then the Niles Nygaard single scored him. 0-1 from Schneider's. In the dirt, it's going to get past Troutwine, and easily on to 2nd goes Nishioka, as that one just went through the rickets, through the legs of Troutwine. Didn't reach all the way to the backstop, but another pass ball. 2nd pass ball of the game for the Pilots. And that moves another base runner up. 1-1 the count on Caruso. That one's low and in for a ball. 2-1 from Schneiders. Alex Caruso just one hit yesterday, but this one grounded in between the hole. It's going to be a tough play, and he is still able to get it, as it almost went in between Matt McGarry and Jordan Aboitis. Aboitis originally bobbled it, but was able to get it over in time to retire Caruso by about a half a step. Moving up to third is Nishioka on the fielder's choice. And now Brick Paskowitz with just one out as a chance to knock in another Miners run. Infield coming in, and that's a ball up and away to Paskowitz, 1-0. Grounded out to third in his first at-bat of this contest. He's over 1. 1-0. Fouled straight back. 1-1 the count. Paskowitz comes into this contest with just 2 RBIs. Love another one here. 11 hits and 27 at-bats now for Paskowitz. 1-1. That off-speed pitch ran high and away. 2-1 on Paskowitz from Paradise Valley Community College, coached by assistant coach Sean Winston for the Miners. 2-1. This one grounded hard and foul down the third base line. Not by much. With the count now 2-2. It's great to sit down and talk with Brick Paskowitz before Thursday's game. Told us a little bit more about himself. And got on camera for the first time. 2-2. That one way inside. Full count now on the Miners' right fielder, Brick Paskowitz. He was DHing last night and was in the 3-hole. He had 1 hit and 4 at-bats. Full count, 1 out, 2-0 Miners. And this one grounded into right field, a base hit past the glove of Matt McGarry. RBI number 3 for Brick Paskowitz. Miners get their 5th hit of the game. They take the lead 3-0. As in to score is Tanner Nishioka, and the Miners, still with only 1 out, have a chance for more here in the top of the third.
Paskowitz raises that stellar .423 batting average by just ripping it past the infield, moving in. Nice piece of hitting there by Brick Paskowitz. Now it's 3-0.
Miners already with more hits than they had the entire evening yesterday. They had 4 in their 1-0 win. They have 5 now off Schneiders. That's a strike on the inside corner with a fastball to Nygaard, 0-1. Nygaard singled and got an RBI back in the first, driving in Caruso, and then scored himself on the double from Diorio. There's a curveball outside for a ball. Throw down from Troutwhite. Gets past the second baseman, Aboitis, and into center field. But nice coverage by Maroney to make sure he was not able to move up to third. But a stolen base for Brick Paskowitz. 0-2 the count on Nygaard. He has another runner in scoring position for him. Niles Nygaard got his first RBI of the season with that single. And this one grounded back up the middle. Should be an easy play for Aboitis. Throws to first and gets Nygaard. Paskowitz going to move up to third. It's another runner just 90 feet away from home, and now here comes Matt Diorio. Diorio with the RBI double, got RBI number 2 of the season as he hit that ball to deep center field and may caution the outfielders to move back a couple steps. As Maroney is playing a little further back this time, it appears. That one misses outside. 1-0 from Schneiders. Infield playing pretty straight away. 1-0 pitch, and this one lined hard and foul out of play. 1-1. Schneiders here looking to get through 3 innings, which is what he was able to pitch on Wednesday night. Didn't give up as many runs as he has tonight either. 1-1 up high for a ball to Diorio. 2-1. The sun starts to show itself a little bit through the clouds. 2-1 pitch. Outside and high once again. So Diorio way ahead in the count. 3-1. Catcher out of the University of Central Florida. Coming in had a 375 average. He'll take a strike at the knees. 3-2. He also improves his average nicely with that RBI double that he was able to get back in the first. 3-0 Miners. 2 outs, and that one is in the dirt. Troutwine able to keep it in front of him, but bounced it in. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs, and here comes the dangerous Vance Vizcaino.
Vizcaino hit a shot to second base his last time up, hit very hard, but unfortunately right at the second baseman Aboides. Aboides able to double off Diorio at the time on second base,
which helped them Pilots get out of what could have been worse. This one lined hard and foul out of play. 0-1. Vizcaino last night had no hits. He was able to walk once, though, in 3 at-bats. This one lined hard right at third base. Nice basket catch by Lebowski, and that will end the inning. So 2 hard-hit balls by Vizcaino. Just unfortunately right at fielders, and that is that. But the Miners do get another one on the RBI single by Brick Paskowitz, scoring a run. We head to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Miners on your home for Miners baseball. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Pilots so far, as we're back here for the bottom of the third inning. I'm Kevin Peel alongside my broadcast partner Kyle Howard, bringing you Matsu Miners baseball all season long right here on the Miners Radio Network. And so the Pilots will start off with Jack Lebowski. First pitch from Brigham Hill is up high for a ball. 1-0. Hill has not surrendered a hit yet in his first 2 innings of work. It's Matt McGarry gained his first at bat. This one lined hard, foul, straight back, 1-1.
Gary also pitched yesterday.
Yes, he did, getting the start in that Summer Solstice Showdown. Pitched 6 innings. 1-1. Just missed high. 2-1. Brigham Hill with 3 strikeouts through his first 2 innings of work. Only had 1 base runner reach. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of it was McGarry, 2-2. Hill takes a look in. Now the 2-2 pitch, and this one's lined straight back once again by McGarry. Count remains even at 2s. Game number 12 of the season for the Miners. Game number 10 of the season for the Glacier Pilots is this contest. 2-2, curveball missed outside. Full count from Brigham Hill, 3-2. Pregame profile, Calvin was talking about Brigham being one of those guys he loves to joke around with. And every one of these guys on this Miners team, fun to talk to and joke around with. Calvin Lorbon was spot on in the pregame profile today. That one missed for a ball, and so a nice walk drawn by Matt McGarry. I'll bring up Jordan Aboitis. Getting the start at second base today and batting in the 9-hole. You've also seen him some opportunities to pitch. He's looking to square and bunt. Takes the ball up and in. 1-0. Aboitis blew the save in Wednesday night's contest against the Miners, but ultimately ended up getting the win as his offense backed him up. Got a run in the top of the 10th in Palmer. 1-0 from Hill, and he's running. This one fouled straight back, though. 1-1. That one was lined right over Kyle and my head. Matt McGarry on first. Miners leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-1 the count on Jordan Aboitis. Pilots trying to get some magic going with the camo jerseys on today. 1-1. He's taking off again. This one popped up and foul once again right onto the roof. 1-2.
Pilots trying to execute the hit and run. 2 consecutive pitches now.
Side against the bunting strategy. Wanted Aboitis to swing the stick. Missed both those pitches just a tad, though. He fouled them off. 1-2. Hill takes a look towards first. Going to step off. Not going to throw over. Just takes a look at the runner, McGarry. Brigham Hill ready with the 1-2 pitch. Curveball fouled off again. Straight back. 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Second walk was issued by Brigham Hill to Matt McGarry. The leadoff base runner on for the Pilots. 1-2 again to Aboitis. This one fought off. Foul down that right field line. Someone might get a souvenir out of that as long as it doesn't go out of play towards the street. 1-2.
A lot of lengthy at-bats so far to start the inning.
Hill has had to battle. So the bottom 2 in the order have come up with good at-bats, but Gary was able to draw a walk. 1-2 as McGarry takes off again. This one line to center. Caruso, though, is going to make the catch. McGarry will be able to get back to first in time as it was just a little too far of a throw and a little too risky for Caruso to make that throw. Good decision. McGarry is able to get back, still on first, but Aboitis is retired, so that'll bring up the top of the order, Joe Maroney. Center fielder out of the University of Kansas. 1 out, 3-0 Miners over the Pilots. And the first pitch to Maroney is a fastball low and in for a ball. 1-0. Now the Pilots are taking a look back towards last night and getting some good at-bats in this inning. Aboitis was not able to come up with anything, but Brigham Hill had a very effective second inning, a very quick second inning. McGarry takes off. The throw down is wide of the base runner. but a stolen bag for McGarry. And wouldn't you know, that ball was going into center field, but the way it was halted was it hit the ankle of McGarry. So a nice break there for the Miners. That throw just a little bit wide of the bag from DiOrio. Stolen bag for McGarry. 1-1 the count on the batter Maroney.
First stolen base of the year for McGarry as well.
And now a runner in scoring position for the first time today for the Pilots. Curveball. What a dandy. Took something off that one as it landed on the inside corners just above the knees. 1-2 is now Brigham Hill ahead in the count on Maroney. Hill from the stretch takes a quick look towards second. That he will fake him back to second base. As McGarry retreats. 1-2. Niles Nygaard standing behind McGarry. The first time we haven't seen Tyler Wolf start at shortstop this year. Niles Nygaard playing another position that he played in high school as that one misses up 2-2. He gets to start at shortstop today. Two and two count to the batter, Joe Maroney, who has also fought off a few pitches. This one is a breaking ball down the right field line. Simmons is coming quick, but that's going to get out of play into the second or third row of the bleachers down that right field line. 2-2 the count. A lot of foul balls in this at-bat and in this inning from the Glacier Pilots. Caruso moving up in center field a bit. Playing straight away, though. 2-2 pitch. And it hit him. Must have just tapped the jersey. Brigham Hill takes a look towards home plate with a bit of frustration, but it must have just got a bit of the jersey. And so Maroney now reaches first base. Two runners on, only one out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Bring up pitching coach Matt Greeley and catcher Matt DiOrio to talk things over to make sure Brigham Hill is on the same page with everyone. So he has two runners on. The tying run comes to the plate now. So he doesn't want to leave a mistake pitch here, but also needs to realize he's only one pitch away from getting out of the inning if he can get ground ball double play.
Looking for ways to get closer to the Valleys team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners, the ABL and M, all capitalized. Get more connected with your Miners today. Good decision here for Matt Greeley to come out and just have a chat with Brigham Hill. So off to a very good start. Only gave up one base runner in the first two innings. But walked McGarry. He was able to steal a bag. And just hit Joe Maroney. So now 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third with the Miners ahead 3-0. Hill's first pitch is a little high to Carrillo, 1-0. Carrillo, the shortstop out of USC. Plays baseball in the same conference as Miners Scott Sonich and J.J. Hancock, who play at Washington State. Also Niles Nygaard, who plays at Washington. That's a strike on the outside corner from Hill, 1-1. McGarry at second. Modest lead. Bigger lead for Maroney, who's at first, not being held by Hunter Simmons. 1-1. Curveball just off the end of the bat and fouled off towards the Pilots dugout. 1-2. Pilots still looking for their first hit. 3 Pilots have reached base. 1 on the hit batsman and 2 walks issued by Brigham Hill. But no hits so far. 1-2. This one fouled straight back again. Swinging way under that one was Carrillo. 1-2. Hunter Simmons playing a deep first base. Schleppenbach and Nygaard playing a little closer up the middle. Schleppenbach also trying to hold the runner just a tad. 1-2, and they're going to look back McGarry at second. Carrillo gets the signs from third. One, two from Hill. They're both taking off. Swing and a miss. No one was covering third, though. So no strikeout, throwabout. They do strike out Carrillo, though. That's the fourth strikeout of the game. But both pilots move up. Runners on second and third for the number 3 hitter, J.J. Wagner.
2 stolen bases now in this after this at bat for McGarry. 3 stolen bases allowed today against the Matsu Miners.
And add in one for Joe Maroney. First pitch from Hills. This one lined straight back. J.J. Wagner coming up swinging. 0-1. Wagner in yesterday's contest was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Comes into this contest batting .250, just 1 RBI. He has 2 in scoring position here. Curveball just missed the outside corner. 1-1 from Brigham Hill. Pilots had runners on second and third when the bases were loaded. As part of a bases loaded jam in the 7th and 9th innings yesterday, Miners bullpen got out of both those situations. This one grounded to first. Hunter Simmons is going to take it himself and get him. So the Miners get out of a big jam here as runners in second and third get stranded. No hits for the Pilots. They get 2 on, but leave them both. We head to the 4th. Kyle Howard will take over the play-by-play duties for the middle innings. With the Miners ahead 3-0. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And leading things off will be Hunter Simmons, 6, 7, 8 in the batting order for the Miners. That's Hunter Simmons, Jake Schleppenbach, and Jed Fagg. And the first pitch flared into right field, coming on to make the catch, and toward the line is Eugene Vasquez, quickly 1 out for Hunter Simmons.
Hunter must have liked that pitch there and knew he kind of shook his head in disappointment when he hit it. Didn't hit it where he thought he was going to. Must have been just a little bit late on that one. And it's a routine fly out to right field.
That pitch also pitch number 70 on the afternoon for Schneiders. And now he's set to do work against Jake Schleppenbach. Schleppenbach takes the first pitch strike at the knees. Today has flown out the left field his first time up. And a ball that the left fielder Jack Anderson slid into the wall for. Pitch taken to the knees for a called strike. It'll be an 0-2 count to him now. Miners trying to add to their lead. 3-0. They lead it right now as we stand in the top of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch. Slap down the left field line, and again going foul. Similar location to the place that Anderson made the catch earlier in the game. Just a little bit to the left there in foul ground. So now it'll be a 0-2 count again to Schleppenbach, playing second base tonight for the Miners. The wind, the 0-2 from Snyder's is outside for a ball and a fastball. Now we'll go 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schleppenbach digs back in with the outfield, infield relatively straight away. The center fielder, Joe Maroney, playing toward the left center field gap. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fastball in the dirt, and it'll be a 2-2 count now. Jake Schleppenbach from Nebraska digs back in. Now he waits the 2-2. Here it is. Slap foul again down the left field line. Now to play. A couple fans getting a couple souvenirs over there. You're sitting in left field. You're liking Jake Schleppenbach today. And now again, Schneider's ready to go with it. The 2-2 pitch. Chop back past the mound. First baseman will field it McGarry will and will flip on to take it himself there. Excuse me, a 3 unassisted. And Jed Fagg will dig in. Jed, first time up, would ground into a double play. 6-4-3 that time to end the inning. Fastball in the inner edge for a called strike. So an 0-1 count now coming. As Snyder's winds and fires. Ground ball to the shortstop. This should be an easy play for the shortstop, Carrillo. He fires across the infield for the out. And the Miners go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 4th inning. So none left on. No runs come across the score. The Miners still lead at 3-0 as we head to the 4th. This is a Matsu Miners baseball. Matsu Miners Radio Network. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine located in downtown Palmer. The Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. Good place to stop by and take Dad out for dinner tonight. If you're around Palmer this evening, looking for a nice burger there, Kevin and I had it last week. Thought it was very delicious there. Good place to stop in as we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Brigham Hill with 50 pitches thrown to this point has struck out 5. And now he'll face Eugene Vasquez to start things off. Vasquez on the day is grounded to the second baseman. That was a play that Schleppenbach had to do a 360 in short right field and throw onto the pitcher. First pitch, a fastball in there at the knees for a call strike. And now quickly Brigham Hill ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike, make that. As Hill looks in for the sign, the 0-1 ready, here it comes. Curveball catches the outside edge again, no balls, 2 strikes.
Vasquez retired in the 2nd inning on that beautiful play in short right field by Jake Schleppenbach. Literally wheeled around to make a throw to Brigham Hill in time to get Vasquez at first.
He winds and fires, slap down the left field line and out of play. So now Brigham Hill again goes 0-2 on Vasquez. Vasquez playing right field this evening. It's from Orlando, Florida. And now wearing the camo, also a member of ROTC in high school, so common trend for him. Pitch taken outside for a ball. So it'll be a 1-2 count now to Vasquez, the right fielder. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen and a fastball. So now again it'll be 1-2 on Vasquez. Looking for his first hit of the day as the outfield playing the shift on him. Schleppenbach playing in the hole and short right field. Again, foul back to the screen. Vasquez wasted no time up there. Go ahead, Kevin.
These Pilots have been swinging in a lot of pitches today, but just no real results for them out of it. Of course, still the no hits, but a lot of foul balls have been able to elevate Brigham Hill's pitch count. That has been the positive effect.
As a fastball misses high upstairs here at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So Hill comes set. And now he delivers home. Got him looking on the curveball. A beautiful pitch from Brigham Hill, and he catches the outside edge. Another strikeout for Brigham Hill.
Now 5 on the day for Brigham Hill as he continues to roll in this contest. Even with the tough at-bats that he's had to face at times, he's been able to seemingly retire everyone. Has only hit 1 batter and 2 walks.
So Jack Anderson steps in now. Takes a first pitch strike at the knees. No ball, 1-strike count. Anderson, the left fielder today, that made the nice catch in left field against the wall and ran into the wall, opening the gate and foul ground to make that catch. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball outside for a ball. So 1-1 count to him. Jack Anderson attending Oregon State. He's from Lake Oswego, Oregon. The 1-1 pitch. Pops straight up in the air. We'll see who will take charge. Jed Fagg has it in his beat, but it'll be the shortstop Nygaard catching it at the line. So quickly 2 men out for Brigham Hill. And now Hill will do battle against the third baseman, Jack Loboski. Loboski walked his first time up. It was a first walk issued by Hill at the time. Here's the line and the delivery. Curveball misses outside, and Loboski had in the count 1 ball, no strikes. Last year batted .265 with 3 doubles and 9 RBIs at Duke. This one popped in the air and going out of play, foul. Both his parents, Vince and Kim, were members of the Kansas track and field team from 1986 to 1991, so an athletic family. Brigham Hill will wind and deliver the 1-1 pitch. A curveball misses away. Ball gets back to the screen. So now it'll be a 2-1 count coming to Loboski. Brigham Hill coming set. 2-1 pitch on the way. Slap foul again and out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Lap Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Brigham Hill ready now with the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Curveball, got him looking, and Jack Loboski knew it. He slams his bat down in frustration, but heads back to the dugout. So Brigham Hill gets strikeout number 6 to end this inning. Head to the top of the 5th inning. It's still 3-0 Miners. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Matsu Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Kyle Howard and Kevin Peel back here with you. First pitch taken low for a ball to Nishioka. Nishioka had a base hit right at the middle last time. It's 3-0 Miners here in the top of the 5th inning here at Mulcahy Field in Anchorage. As Nishioka pops this one foul and out of play down the first baseline. Miners taking on the Glacier Pilots again today. We'll play them again tomorrow night in Palmer. But Schneiders will wind and fire it home. Got a fastball over on the inside edge for a called strike, and now it'll be a 1-2 count to Nishioka.
He was the one who worked that big 12-pitch at bat against Schneiders back in his last opportunity, and ultimately got a single and scored.
Changeup misses low and away for a ball. So a 1-2 count, but yes, Nishioka won the marathon at bat then and ended up coming around to score because of it. Here's the 2-2 pitch again to him. Check swing. Did it go around? They say no, does first base umpire Tim Davis. So now it'll be a 3-2 count on Nishioka on this at bat. Another good at bat by Nishioka. Working a lot of pitches from Schneiders today. Payoff pitch on the way. Here it comes. Popped into right field. We'll see if there's room in right field. There is in short right field toward the line for Eugene Vasquez. There's out number 1.
Another tough at bat there for Nishioka against the pitcher Schneiders. Able to, after falling behind 1-2, able to get it back to a full count at 3-2. Just flew out that time. Just missed that pitch.
Now it'll be Alex Caruso, the leadoff hitter, into the play now. Takes the first pitch on the outside edge for a called strike and a fastball. Caruso singled his first time up and came around to score. Here's the second pitch to him in the at bat. It's a fastball down low for a ball. Now a 1-1 count coming to Caruso. Flashy .382 batting average for the center fielder. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A strike at the knees, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Center fielder Joe Maroney playing toward the left center field gap slightly. Here's a 1-2. Foul back to the screen. And again, it'll be a 1-2 count. Vasquez out in right playing very deep. He's playing straight away out there. Infield also playing out on the grass. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball just misses the edge. And now it'll be a 2-2 count, make that against Caruso. Caruso, the lefty, facing the righty Schneiders. And time's called. And Caruso digs back in now. Here's a pitch. Slap fouled on the first base line. It'll be a 2-2 count again to Caruso. So now Caruso will step back in again in a lengthy at bat by Caruso here with 1 out. Patrick Schneiders winds and delivers. Here's the pitch. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Just past the stretched arms of Aboides. So a base hit here with 1 out here now. The second hit of the afternoon for Caruso.
And this top of the lineup just continues to be deadly when you look at these three who have been solidly performing, continuing to be solid. Caruso now with 2 singles on the day. You have Paskowitz with a hit, and he's up now.
Here's a ball that gets down low in the dirt, gets past Troutwine on to second. Goes Caruso. He takes a big turn around second base, but will pull on the brakes right there. Score that a pass ball against Troutwine. It's the 3rd pass ball of the day.
It's been a bit of a rough day for Gunnar Troutwine behind the plate.
Now another runner standing 180 feet from home plate in Caruso for Brick Paskowitz, who singled and drove in runs last time. He has a ground ball back to the pitcher. Snyder's has Caruso caught between second and third. On to third is to Lebowski. Lebowski in the rundown, and he fakes the throw. Now he's got over first base, nearly picks Paskowitz off, dives back safely. An alert play by Lebowski, winning the rundown, tries to throw across the infield to get Paskowitz nipped, but McGarry can't apply the tag in time. Paskowitz dives back safely at first base. So a fielder's choice here and an unusual play. But out on the throw, on the pickoff there. No, the rundown make that. That's Caruso caught between second and third. And now Pilots manager going to come out and say a few words.
Skipper Darren Westergaard not super happy with that, as Brick Paskowitz kind of tried a long slide. And after conferring with Jim Shulock, they are going to call Brick Paskowitz out.
A very unusual double play at that. Scored at a 1-5-3 double play. It's something you're not going to see every day. But that's how the inning will end for the Miners here as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's 3-0 Miners, and your Matsu Miners Radio Network. We're back and ready to start the top half or bottom half of the fifth inning. Make that 3-0 Matsu Miners over the Glacier Pilots. Gunnar Troutwine will be leading things off against Brigham Hill, who's been outstanding so far. 6 strikeouts through 4 innings. Here's the Wine and the pitch. Line drive up the middle. Weren't going to say it, but there's the first base hit of the day. Didn't want to bring up the no-hitter for the sake of maybe jinxing it for the pitcher, but there it is, hit number 1 of the evening for this Pilots team.
A good piece of hitting by Gunnar Troutwine, like the fastball from Hill, and he just took it right back up the middle on the solid liner for a base hit.
Now coming set with it is Brigham Hill, the runner on first. Here's a pitch. Curveball misses low. As the first baseman, Matt McGarry, steps in now. McGarry on the other one, that double play to end the inning, applied the tag to Brick Paskowitz at first base. A throw that came across the infield from Jack Lebowski.
Just a play you don't see every day, for sure.
Absolutely not. And a curveball called in there on the inside edge for a called strike.
Caruso was officially retired 1-5, so it was a fielder's choice. And then to add to that, Brick Paskowitz was thrown out 5-3. 1-5-3 DP. There you go.
The runner goes. Troutwine on the throw and the ball and the strike, at the knees. And safely goes Troutwine. He slides just under the tag. The ball gets down the dirt as well. So McGarry gets his third stolen base of the day. Make that. Make the Troutwine's first. McGarry at the plate. McGarry at the plate now. The 1-2 count on him. Here's a pitch. Curveball nearly nipped McGarry. He backs off. Now a 2-2 count coming from Hill. The runner standing on second base. Miners on top 3-0. Just a second ago, Gunnar Troutwine got the first hit of the evening for the Pilots. That was a line drive to center field. Brigham Hill coming set now. Looks back the runner at second. Now will step off. Now back on the rubber as McGarry digs back in. A little bit of activity warming up in the Miners bullpen. It's Byron Hood. Curveball misses outside for a ball. That'll be a full count run on McGarry, the first baseman.
Brigham Hill coming into this inning at 66 pitches, so not in dire straits in terms of a long pitch count, but starting to get there with all the good at-bats that the Pilots have been able to muster. Finally got a hit, though, from Troutwine.
And here's ball 4 in the dirt. So now on to first base goes McGarry. The first 2 runners have reached here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Now the tying run comes to the plate in Jordan Aboides. But still, infield double play depth to try to erase some of those base runners. Outfield is straight away right now. Aboides on the day lined out to center fielder Caruso. As Brigham Hill comes set now. Runners on first and second. Hunter Simmons creeps in for the bunt. He'll field it and lets this one roll fair and on to first base. They call him safe at first base. They slept about covering. Hunter Simmons let it roll a little bit too long. Thought it was going to roll foul. It rolled back over fair. That's courtesy of the turf. Turf will do that sometimes. Natural grass likely probably would not happen. But with that, an infield hit on the bunt. Now the bases are loaded for Brigham Hill. A bad break for the Miners. And now that'll bring up a pinch hitter here. Joe Maroney will be taken out of the ball game, and that'll bring up Luke Hamblin. Hamblin will enter the game in center field, most likely. He started there last night, but that's going to bring out Matt Greeley for a talk on the mound. Bases loaded, no outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Miners on top 3-0. They're trying to keep it right there.
Pilots have their biggest threat here of the previous 2 nights, which the Miners really did have the 2 jams in the 7th and the 9th, but both situations were with 2 outs, and this time a little different situation with the Miners having no outs, and Luke Hamlin, who has been a pretty deadly hitter coming up. He has been a bit of a thorn in the side for this Miners team.
So now the meeting breaks up. Brigham Hill has the bases loaded. Second hit of the evening just a second ago on the bunt hit by Aboides. And now Luke Hamlin bats in. Hamlin batting .315 on the year. Certainly one who's been a little bit of a thorn in the side of this Miners team so far this year. He's looking to extend that here, though. As Brigham Hill delivers home. Ground ball to the first baseman. Hunter Simmons will take it to the bag. A run will come home to score. But 1 out recorded as both runners advance from first to second and second to third. And now the runners on second and third with 1 man out here in the inning and a run in. And now another pinch hitter. Carrillo wearing number 18 tonight. With the camo uniforms wearing the 18 tonight. As Brigham Hill delivers home. Swing and a miss and a fastball. So the 0-1 pitch to Carrillo. Carrillo flew out to right his first time up and also struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Hill would like to get another strikeout victim of him right here. Here's a pitch. Curveball got the outside edge. That's a called strike. So an 0-2 count now coming to Carrillo. 1 run already in the inning, though. It's 3-1. The Miners lead it here in the bottom of the 5th. Hill trying to get out of this jam. Hill comes set with it and delivers home. Ground ball back to the first baseman Simmons will allow the run to score. He'll head back to first base. So an identical play made on the at-bat with Carrillo, from the at-bat with Luke Hamblin. That'll be an RBI ground out to first base. It's 3-2 the score now here in the bottom of the fifth inning, as J.J. Wagner steps into the plate now.
Oh, good at bats. They've been able to get ground balls, have Hamlin and Carrillo, but not exactly the types of hits that they probably wanted. Have been able to drive in 2 runs, though, which is important, but they still trail by 1, and now they'll need a hit to get the final run in.
First pitch curveball misses low. It's a 1-0 count now. Wagner 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking his first time up and grounded to the first baseman his second time up. Fastball misses outside. It'll be a 2-0 count now to Wagner. Tying run standing 90 feet away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 3-2 Miners. Here's a pitch. In the air to left field, Vizcaíno giving chase. He's got it in his tracks at the warning track, though. He lifts his hand up and makes the catch right at the edge of the warning track. So 2 runs come across the score, but Brigham Hill leaves the runner stranded on third base. We head to the top of the sixth inning. It's 3-2 Miners. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball as they approach the top half of the sixth inning. Miners are on top 3-2 as 2 runs were just plated in the bottom half of the fifth inning by the Pilots. The bases were loaded with no men out. 2 of them would come around to score, but Brigham Hill would strand the tying run on third base. Niles Nygaard will be leading off in momentarily. Patrick Snyder's been on the Hills, worked 5 innings so far, allowed those 3 runs, 2 of them in the first inning. 1 came in the third. Over 80 pitches now. Just trying to keep it right where it's at. Luke Hamblin checks into the ball game in center field. He pinch hit for Maroney in the top of the inning. For the bottom half of the inning, make that in the fifth inning. As Niles Nygaard will dig in now. Nygaard singled back in the first inning and drove home a run, would also come around to score that time up. First pitch fastball taken upstairs, and a second time around, came up to walk. Pitch taken outside for a ball. Wes Judish actually comes up to pitch now. Judish from San Diego. He delivers home. Pop foul, not a play. We saw Judish the other night. Made 7 appearances this past year with a 4.32 runner average with 8 strikeouts and 5 walks. And this pitch fouled away for 2-ball, 1-strike count. 2-ball, 2-strike count, excuse me. Final line on Patrick Snyder today, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. He did not strike out a batter while walking 2. Here's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Fielding right there and throwing on to first base is Wes Judish. So quickly, Niles Nygaard retired. It's the first time he's been retired today. And now that'll bring up Matt DiOrio, the catcher.
Schneider's had 94 pitches, 60 of them strikes. So the pilots and manager, the skipper Westergaard, deciding to go to the bullpen here, kind of needing to. And Miners kind of in the same position here with Brigham Hill approaching that 90 pitch mark as well.
Fastball on the inner edge for a called strike. Or for a ball, excuse me.
But also giving up those 2 runs in the 5th inning. Maybe not going to help the cause of the Miners righty.
Swing and a miss on a curveball. A 1-1 count now. Byron Hood continuing to loosen. As you mentioned, Hill's count was a little bit high as well. So we'll see if Hill will come back out. He allowed those 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch is slapped foul down the first baseline. Going to be a 1-2 count now. Center fielder Hamblin playing way in the left center field gap. So if DiOrio could put one in the right center field gap, it could be a lot of trouble. He swings and misses at this one. He's set down swinging. And quickly 2 men out for Wes Judish. Vance Vizcaino will be the batter now. Vizcaino playing left field again today. Has played in every outing so far for this team. That's the 12th game. Today 0 for 2 officially. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on to first base across the infield in time. Nice play at shortstop by Alberto Carrillo to get the out. And the Miners are retired 1-2-3 here in the inning. No runners reached base this inning. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, it's 3-2. Miners lead it. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Byron Hood takes over on the mound for the Matsu Miners, the righty from Nebraska. On the season, he's worked 2 games, pitched 4 innings in the process, striking out 6 and walking 4 while not allowing a single runner. That means that Brigham Hill's day is done today. An awesome performance for him tonight. Is in line for the win should this hold up. He works 5 innings, allows those 2 runs, and both those earned, obviously, but gave up 2 hits in the process, did not allow a hit till the 5th inning. Struck out 6 and walked 3. Really, the 5th inning, the only time he struggled today. Once he's done warming up, it'll be Eugene Vasquez to lead things off. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. Located in downtown Palmer, the Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. We're ready now with baseball here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. As Vasquez digs in for the Pilots. 0 for 2 on the day. He grounded to the second baseman Schleppenbach and also struck out looking. First pitch inside for a ball. And now Byron Hood behind the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Hood, the righty, comes against the lefty Vasquez. He comes set with it. Now the 1-0 pitch. Foul back to the screen. It'll be a 1-1 count. Or 1-1 count now, excuse me. Hood looking in for the signs. Now he comes set, and here's the 1-1 pitch. Chopped right to the shortstop. Nygaard charging on the infield grass. Fires across the infield and gets him by a half step. Nice play at shortstop by Nygaard to throw across the infield and get Vasquez out of first base. Now I'll bring up Jack Anderson now.
Yeah, it shattered the bat. Must have been a really effective pitch by Byron Hood there in order to force that ground out. 1 down.
So 1 down again. Here's Jack Anderson. 0 for 2 on the day. And Byron Hood pitches and a bunt fouled on the first baseline. Anderson, a .333 hitter. Playing left field today, playing outstanding defense out there. He digs back in now, does a left-handed hitting Anderson. This pitch gets way away from the glove of the catcher Diorio. Goes back to the screen, but with nobody on, doesn't matter much. So a 1-1 count now will be coming to Anderson. The 1 man out in the inning. The Miners on top 3-2. Anderson digs back in as Hood comes set. Now he delivers home. Line drive into left field. We'll see if Vizcaino has room. There is no room for him out there. It goes foul. So now it'll be a 1-2 count to Jack Anderson, the left fielder.
That wind was helping push that ball away from Vizcaino there. Fortunately, it was foul because that was a solidly hit ball. It would have been in the corner for a double for Anderson.
Anderson taps the plate and waves his bat around now. Waiting the 1-2 pitch with 1 man out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Byron Hood comes set. He looks in for the sign and delivers. Fastball misses away for a ball. Now evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Anderson. The 2-2 pitch to Anderson. Here it comes. Ground ball to the third base side. That's in through for a base hit into left field. Jed Fagg was diving for it toward the shortstop side of things. But the ball out of his reach onto first base goes Wes Anderson. That's his first hit of the day.
That's great 2-out hitting there. Just going with the pitch. Not trying to do too much. 1-out hitting. Great 1-out hitting there. Just going with the pitch. Being able to knock it into left field for a solid single. Jed Fagg gave it his best opportunity there to go after it, but just couldn't quite get there with the glove.
So now with 1 man out there, double play depth. Jack Anderson will go, then Diorio drops the ball. So a stolen base for Anderson. Looked like Diorio might have had a beat on it had he not dropped the ball there. Anderson got a little bit of an early jump, but still I think Diorio would have had a good shot at him at second base. But a 1-0 count now coming. As Lebowski stands in, as Now time called by Diorio. He goes to say a few things to Byron Hood. Lebowski today has walked his first time up in the second and struck out looking in the fourth. One of 6 strikeout victims today by Brigham Hill. Byron Hood comes set. Runner on second base. 1 man out here in the inning. Hood delivers. Foul back to the screen. And now a 1-2 count coming to the third baseman. Hood comes set. Except for the sign. Now he looks back the runner at second, make that. Now he deliver home. Swing and a miss. That'll be a 1-2 count now.
Good fastball running in towards the knees of Lebowski. No chance to hit that one. Almost a golf-like swing there to try and make contact. Just not quite able to.
So now Byron Hood comes set and delivers. 1-2 pitch slap foul to the screen. So now again we'll go 1-2. Tying run standing 180 feet away with 1 man out. Hood trying to get out of this jam. Outfield, infield straight away now. As Hood comes set, looks back the runner. He's going to try to pick him off at second base, but back safely is Anderson. He'll call time at second base. I believe his shoe came untied. Slavosky will take some practice cuts in the meantime. We have a little bit of activity coming in the Miners bullpen. Not sure if it's serious, as a pitcher has a hoodie on as well, so it may just be a little bit of stretching going on. But it'll be Hood now with the 1-2 pitch. He'll step off and towards second base again. Back safely goes Anderson.
Anderson swipes second, so Hood might be worried about him trying to take off and swipe third.
Byron Hood comes set with Anderson standing on second. He delivers home. Slap foul off the end of the bat. And that'll be a 1-2 count again.
Second broken bat of the inning is Eugene Vasquez on his ground ball. Shattered his bat. Also, that one around the handle of Jack Lebowski's bat.
But now a 1-2 count again to Lebowski, spoiling a lot of pitches in this at bat. Byron Hood trying to make him a strikeout victim. So Hood comes set now. Looks back the runner at second. Now he'll try there again. Throw over to Schleppenbach. Schleppenbach wasn't covering the bag yet, though. Tried to sneak attack there. But Anderson make that back safely on second. So Lebowski digs back in now. The 1-2 count. Here's a pitch. Popped in the air down the first base line. That's going in the seats.
Long at bat with a lot of lookbacks towards second base to check Anderson, the runner, and also Lebowski now been able to foul off 4 pitches in this at bat, 4 of the 6 total pitches. Just a 1-ball, 2-strike count on him.
As Hood looks in to make that. Looks back the runner at second, delivers home. Swing and a miss. Got Lebowski down swinging on a fastball. Hood works back quickly there, and despite the multiple fouls with 2 strikes, he gets a fastball right past Lebowski and gets a strikeout.
Yeah, big-time strikeout there for Hood, as that was a ball that rode in on him. Looked like the 2-seam fastball. But a nice pitch there. Had some pitches to use, too, to possibly spoil. That one was definitely not a strike. It was inside, riding inside Lebowski, and got him to chase.
So now Byron Hood comes set again, and he'll deliver. Curveball catches the edge. Nice pitch there. He gets ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike.
Gunnar Troutline started that whole rally in the 5th with his single, which opened up the hit column for the Pilots. Now up to 3. All of them in the past 2 half innings for them at the plate.
Byron Hood comes set and looks home on the 0-1. A fastball inside. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Still the tying run standing on second base. Byron Hood trying to make that a non-factor here. Miners are on top 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Those 2 runs for the Pilots crossed in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hood comes set, looks back the runner at second. Now he comes home. That's a fastball on the outside edge. A nice pitch again. And Byron Hood ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes now with 2 outs.
Troutline in that first at bat took 3 called strikes for a strikeout. Kind of a similar reaction after that last pitch as to how he was looking in that first at bat of his back in the 2nd inning. That was a great pitch by Hood.
Hood is ready with the 1-2 pitch. He comes home. A chopper down to the first baseman Simmons. He'll take it easily to the bag. And Byron Hood works out of a 1-out base runner on second base jam. He allows no runs in the process and gets out of the inning. We head to the 7th inning. Kevin Peel has a play-by-play action back for you. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball as they lead at 3-2 on Matsu Miners Radio Network.
As we come back to Mulcahy Field, the Miners leading 3-2 entering the top of the 7th. We'll have your Palmer Bar ABL and MLB scoreboard this inning. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. Located in downtown Palmer, the Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. 4 games going on in the Alaska Baseball League today. Is 6, 7, and 8 of the Miners. Hunter Simmons takes a strike. 0-1. Count on him. A walk and a flyout. 0 for 1 officially is Simmons. As he comes to bat here in the 7th against Wes Judish. In for his 2nd inning of work. 0-1. And a curveball on the corner for a strike. 0-2. First contest of the day here at Mulcahy Field. The Bucks jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but could not hold down the super hot Chugiak Chinooks. As the Chinooks won 6-1 here in Anchorage. 0-2 pitch. And this one chopped foul. Simmons stays alive. The Merchants for the 2nd straight day. The Merchants of Everett defeating the Peninsula Oilers in Kenai, 1-0. Of course, top of the 7th here at Mulcahy with the Miners leading 3-2. 0-2 pitch from Judish is fouled straight back once again by Hunter Simmons as he stays alive. And then the Midnight Sun game, the famous one up in Fairbanks, is tonight as the Seattle Studs will take on the Alaska Gold Panners in that contest. That's starting at 10:30 Alaska time. 0-2. Checked his swing, and he did. So Hunter Simmons still alive. 1-2 the count. Simmons out of the University of Utah. 1-2. And this is a hanging breaking ball that just went foul down the third baseline as Hunter Simmons had a solid piece of that one. Count still 1-2 on Simmons. The Miners leading 3-2. 6 hits for them to 3 hits for the Pilots here in the top of the 7th. And the fastball hit hard, foul. And out of play. A little late on that one was Simmons, 1-2. Tigers beating the Yankees in New York 12-4. Orioles blow a big lead, but beat the Blue Jays 13-9. Indians shut out the Rays 1-0. Reds over the Marlins 5-2. Nationals over the Pirates for the second straight day 9-2. Phillies also over the Cardinals 9-2. This one grounded slowly up the middle. Could be a tough play coming on to make the throw, and they call Hunter Simmons out. Dandy throw from Carrillo. Looked like Simmons was safe, but the base umpire Tim Davis did not agree. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Jake Schleppenbach.
Tough play for Carrillo. Had he waited any longer than that to make that throw, he would have been safe easily. So bang bang play at first. That Tim Davis calls Hunter Simmons out at first.
Schleppenbach on the day, 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. And he'll take a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. White Sox in 11 over the Rangers, 3-2. Red Sox blow out the Royals at Kauffman Stadium, 13-2 in Kansas City. Cubs over the Twins in Minneapolis, 8-0. Schleppenbach tried to hold up his swing on that ball in the dirt, and he could not. 0-2. A's over the Angels 3-2. Astros over the Mariners 6-2 in Seattle. Rockies over the Brewers 10-4. Diamondbacks over the Padres 7-2. In Arizona, Braves shut out the Mets 1-0 in Atlanta. That ball is low to Schleppenbach. Gets past Troutline, but will have no consequences as there's no runners on base for the Miners. 1-2. And the Dodgers over the Giants by a score of 10-2. One-two, swing and a miss. And Troutline will tag Schleppenbach to end the strikeout. So 2 up, 2 down for the Miners. As now Wes Judish has retired the 5 batters he's faced. They'll leave the inning up to Jed Fagg.
Certainly a good presence out of the bullpen then to come in and retire all 5 batters at this point.
Grounded into a double play and grounded to the shortstop. 0 for 2 is the Miners' third baseman for today, Jed Fagg. 0-1 as Judish throws a strike with a curveball. Fastball, and that one's at the knees on the outside corner. And quickly behind the count, 0-2. Judish always pitches from the stretch and got Fagg to check his swing, but not in time as Gunnar Troutline will tag him out. Went too far. Another strikeout for Wes Judish, who gets out of that inning. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th here at Mulcahy Stadium with the Miners ahead 3-2. You're listening to Miners Baseball. Tonight's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by the proud ladies at the Cindy Heel Allstate Insurance Agency, located at mile 3 of the Palmer-Wasilla Highway at Midtown Estates, where you are in good hands, ours. Give us a call or stop in anytime. Cindy, Kelsey, Julie, and Sky are ready to be your trusted advisors. Go Miners. So Byron Hood going to pitch 1 inning, but the Miners going to turn to the bullpen again, and it will be Caleb McCann checking into the contest out of Appalachian State. Miners trying to hold on to this 1-run lead as McCann out of McLeansville, North Carolina, has 2 older brothers, Matt and twin brother Jacob. He attended Northeast Guilford High School. And he'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Pilots order as McGarry will take a strike, 0-1. Aboitis and then Luke Hamlin, top of the order, due up. Pitched 23 games for Appalachian State this year. Did Caleb McCann. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball. Low for a ball. 1-1. He had a 1-2 record with a 5.93 ERA and 27 in the 3rd innings pitched. He struck out 27 and walked 14. 1-1 is inside for a ball to McGarry. 2-1. McGarry has walked both of his at-bats tonight, the 3rd and the 5th, and he came around to score the 2nd run of the game. That's a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, and that will even up the count at 2. So McGarry, now we'll wait on it. Righty-righty matchup here in the bottom of the 7th. Miners up 3-2, and the fastball is high for a ball. Full count now. Byron Hood pitches an inning, giving up 1 hit and striking out 1. Facing 4 batters. This one lined hard, foul. Down the first base line. Those 3 Miners runs on 6 hits, no errors. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Pilots. That's a fastball, and he rung him up on the outside corner for strike 3. Caleb McCann gets his first batter with a strikeout. And that will bring up Jordan Aboitis, number 9 hitter and the second baseman for the Pilots.
8 strikeout by Miners pitching tonight so far. Last night, quite a few strikeouts as well. 15 on the night last night. 8 right now as we stay in the 7th inning.
First pitch from McCann is a ball outside, 1-0. Jordan Aboitis out of Long Beach, California. This one popped foul and out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 1-1 from McCann. Curveball up the middle and past the diving Nygaard into left field for a base hit. Excuse me, that is Tyler Wolf. As Tyler Wolf has come in this inning to play shortstop. They moved Nygaard over to 3rd. So an interesting switch there for the Miners. 4th hit of the game for the Pilots. They get another runner on here in this 7th inning, as they've been effective in getting runners on. The only inning they've been able to come through was the 5th when they got both their runs on fielders' choices. There is some speed on the bases now. Jordan Aboitis. Luke Hamlin has one of those RBIs today. The fielder's choice back in the 5th in his only at bat. It's when he came into this game, pinch hitting for Joe Maroney. That one low for a ball from McCann. Off-speed pitch. Looked like the changeup, 1-0. Miners would love a double play. Hamlin has some speed, though. Would have to be a quick turn. Another throw over from McCann. And he's back in safely as Aboitis. These two teams will play another one tomorrow, this time in Palmer. This rounds out the 4-game set for the weekend here in Anchorage between these two. Hamlin lines it, but right at Alex Caruso as it was hit solidly. Easy play. They'll retire him for out number 2. That'll bring up Adalberto Carrillo.
Carrillo today is 0 for 3 officially. Did ground out to the first baseman Hunter Simmons last time, which was brought in a run. Also struck out swinging and flew out to right field today.
Aboitis was tying his shoe over there. Now we're ready for play. Carrillo struck out. His one strikeout was against Brigham Hill back in the 3rd. Tossing over is McCann to check Aboitis. He's back in there safely. But Aboitis could be a big threat to steal. Has a pretty good margin lead over there, and he is taking off. First pitch is going to get away from Diorio as it went into the grass. It's not going to be a wild pitch, I don't believe. Aboitis was already taking off, so that wasn't what caused him to advance. Now, catcher Diorio going to go talk with his pitcher, Caleb McCann, about some signs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2, the Miners lead. Now another runner in scoring position for those Pilots, who have had at least a runner reach second for the past 3 innings now. And McCann will step off. Count 1-0 on Carrillo. And that pitch is on the outside corner with a fastball for a strike. 1-1. Wind continues to blow gently out of the west, blowing around the cottonwoods, as you can maybe see on the camera. An occasional cottonwood flying by. McCann from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball, and it's fouled out of play towards the street. 1-2. Another man by the name of Carrillo, Andrew Carrillo, is leading the average coming into today. The average column, the Gold Panthers at 433 ahead of the Bucks' Taylor Jones. Miners have been in and out of that list. Caruso, with his at-bats coming in, has added to that today, but coming in at 382 as this one's grounded to short. Tyler Wolf will flip to first and get the out. So Aboitis does reach on a single, but he's stranded as McCann gets him out of this still with the 1-run lead on the Miners Radio Network. Couple moves for the Pilots as we start the 8th with the Miners leading 3-2. Here's some ABL action. Miners at 9-2, 7-2 in ABL play. Glacier Pilots 3-6, 3-5 in ABL play. Going to turn to the bullpen of sorts are the Pilots as Jordan Aboitis is going to come in from second base and pitch. Seen this a couple times. Of course, the same thing happened Wednesday night. He was playing the infield and came in to pitch the 9th and the 10th innings. And so Carson Kreitz will come in and play second as Tanner Nishioka is up at the plate. 0-1. On one pitch is a ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Miners trying to get some insurance runs here in the top of the 8th. That's a nice slider for a strike, catching the outside corner at the knees. Nishioka, 1-2. Boydus looks in. And he's ready. And this one line right at second. Nice catch by Batesel. So one gone in the inning. Nishioka hit it hard, just right at the infielder from Fresno State. And so it's Caruso now coming to bat. 2 hits on the day for Alex Caruso, increasing that .382 average, 2 for 3. 1 out. And Caruso trying to lay down a bunt, but fouled it off. 0-1 the count. Caruso chasing the previously mentioned Taylor Jones and Andrew Carrillo. Also in the RBI column of the league leaders is Alex Caruso, trailing Andrew Moggs 9 of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Caruso has 8. Vance Vizcaino on that list was 7 as well. So that's a ball from Aboitis, 1-1. Sunshine's pretty plentiful now here into the 8th inning. This one's popped up into short left field. Wagner trying to find it. He will, coming forward to make the catcher. That's Jack Anderson, actually, excuse me. 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning.
It's now 9 in a row retired by this Pilots pitching staff. Dates back all the way back to the single by Caruso back in the 5th inning.
Yeah, they have been on their game. Paskowitz takes a ball outside. 1-0. Especially with those runs in the 5th. It's given the Pilots a chance in this contest. The bullpen has been there when they needed them. Swing and a miss. That was a changeup. Pulled the string there and got Paskowitz way out in front. 1-1. Paskowitz on the day. 1 for 3. Ground out. Single back in the 3rd. Driving home a run. Takes the ball outside, 2-1. And then Rishaw, the fielder's choice, was thrown out to end the 5th inning on that strange play, the 1-5-3 double play, which they got Caruso in between bases. And then threw on to tag out Paskowitz at first. Missing outside is a Boyd as he falls behind 3-1. Paskowitz has worlds of space right now as Carrillo is playing him way over towards 3rd. And that one fouled out of play. Full count, 3-2. And the center fielder, Hamblin, is literally playing Paskowitz in left center field. Now, we've seen dramatic shifts, but this is the most dramatic one that we've seen of this entire series. 3-2. Fouled out of play again by Paskowitz. Count remains full.
just so much space in the right center field gap you do, and they're obviously playing the statistics on this, and he likes to shoot the ball to the left side, but you're giving a lot of space to Brick Paskowitz by doing that, and right center field, he's able to turn around on one.
It's a big risk. This one fouled again by Paskowitz. 3 foul balls in a row. Count still full. We're talking about a ball to mid-center field, just slightly that second base bag. You're talking pretty possible with Paskowitz's speed and inside the park home run. That's the risk you're taking here. See if it pays off for the Pilots. 3-2. This one's slapped again, foul out of play. Making it hard on Aboitis here.
That was pitch number 8 of the at-bat. He's spoiling a lot of pitches this at-bat.
Was able to get Nishioka and Caruso pretty quickly here to start, but now Paskowitz giving him a battle. Here Cubs pitch number 8. This one slapped down the third base line deep in the hole, making the throw not in time. Brick Paskowitz beats it out. The throw just a little high from Lebowski. The speed of Paskowitz, though, on the slower chopper. Maybe Lebowski should have charged that one. For the Miners' case, they were lucky he didn't. That's an infield single for Paskowitz, second of the game. And that'll bring up Niles Nygaard.
Also, third time he's reached today. Also reached on a fielder's choice back in the 5th.
7 hits now for the Miners. Leading 3-2 here in the top of the 8th. Trying to get a insurance run if they can as Nygaard swings and fouls that one off. 0-1 towards the Miners' dugout. Nygaard today singled and scored on the RBI double from Diorio. He's retired on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and grounded out in the 6th. Throw over, Paskowitz stumbled for a moment, but able to get back in safely, sliding. 0-1. Still the count on Nygaard. Another check of Paskowitz, and he's back in safely. Boydus knows his speed, worried about the stolen base. But a well-placed double could score Paskowitz with his speed. 0-1 pitch. This is a curveball. It's grounded towards short, and it's bobbled. And he will not make the play as that was Carrillo at short. That's going to be the first error of the game for the Pilots, and it's a big one here. So that one would have ended the inning. And now that brings up the dangerous Matt Diorio with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, 3-2 Miners.
As you say, yeah, big error here. Would have ended the inning, but now 2 runners on, though, for Diorio. Diorio having a good game at the plate as well. Today already has a double and also walked back in the 3rd inning.
Catcher out of UCF drove in his 2nd run of the season with that RBI double in the 1st. And he takes the first pitch, whacks it towards the gap. On his horses, Anderson reaches over his head and makes the catch as he had to whirl around. What a catch by Jack Anderson in left field as it looked like it was going to get over his head. He's able to correct himself and make the nice play to end the inning. So the Miners threaten. They get 2 on with 2 outs. But a nice play by Anderson ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th here in Mulcahy. 3-2. Mat-Su Miners lead it over the Pilots on your home for Miners baseball. J.J. Hancock going to come in and catch as Caleb McCann will come back to the hill with the Miners leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Corby Batesole going to get his first at-bat of the game for the Pilots out of Fresno State. Same college as his teammate Kevin Veers. First pitch to Batesole is outside for a ball. 1-0. Batted .232 with a homer and 13 RBIs in 44 games this past season for the Bulldogs. 33 starts, and that is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Batesole came in as a pinch hitter yesterday as he fouls that one off 1-2 and struck out. He's pinch hitting for Carson Kreitz. And later, Jordan Aboitis pinch hit for Batesole. That one high and outside, 2-2. Miners' bullpen so far has been good. Byron Hood has come out. Retired him in the 6th inning with no runs given up as McCann rings up Batesole. The outside corner. He's frustrated, but that is strike 3. One gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
Strikeout number 9 for Miners pitching, so another one. They'll be in double digits again in strikeouts for the team. Pretty close to 100 already for the team. Staying at 97 now on the year.
Eugene Vasquez, the batter. And this one hit well to center. Caruso backing up. He's hustling, and it's going to get over his head. Caruso, as it gets all the way to the wall. Vasquez is going to get over to third. The throw into Wolf is going to go into Nygaard at third. And Eugene Vasquez with a stand-up triple, the 5th hit of the game for the Pilots. And they look to tie it now here in the bottom of the 8th with Jack Anderson coming to the plate. Big hit.
Yeah, what a big hit by Eugene Vasquez. Vasquez having a lot of big hits recently against his Miners team. This one, I think, probably the biggest hit he's had yet, though.
He had 3 of the 4 hits yesterday for the Pilots in that 1-0 loss. And the Pilots, who fell behind 3-0 early with 2 runs in the first for the Miners, 1 in the third. They got 2 back in the 5th, and now once again, the tying run is in scoring position for the 4th consecutive inning now. The Pilots have had a runner at least second base, and now they have one 90 feet away from home, less than 2 outs. Another test for the pitching staff, because we might see the Miners infield come in a little bit for Jack Anderson. That ball kind of just kept traveling. Didn't look like it was one that was going to get to pretty deep center field, but it was one that just kept going, and I think Caruso felt the same as I did. This one hit to center. Caruso coming in. He will have a throw. Vasquez is coming to throw to the plate, and never mind, a good idea by Eugene Vasquez to hold up at third as Alex Caruso came in with a bomb that landed on the third base line, and Hancock was in good position to make the tag. So now 2 outs, and no run comes in to score. So Kevin Veers going to pinch hit here for Jack Lebowski with 2 outs. Looking for his first hit of the season. The Pilots are going to need a hit here.
Talk about an alert play by Caruso out in center field. He backed himself up and up to set himself up for a perfect throw home and made it an absolute beauty throw home, reverting that potential tying run there. Just an outstanding play out in center field again by Caruso. We see that night in and night out.
Now is one of the plays that he stayed in his position, then started to come in to give him momentum towards making the throw. As the skipper, Ben Taylor, here going to come out to the mound, and I think we're going to have a pitching change. And we will. New Miners pitcher coming in. We'll let you know who it is when we come back. Miners lead 3-2, tying run 90 feet away from home for the Glacier Pilots. You're listening to Miners Baseball. New pitcher going to be Corbin Martin from Cypress, Texas, out of Texas A&M University. Just finished up his freshman year there. Martin in relief, trying to hold a 3-2 lead in a game started by his college teammate Brigham Hill with that tying run 90 feet away. As Caleb McCann came in, pitched an inning and 2/3, facing 7 batters, giving up 2 hits, 1 triple, and striking out 2, 23 total pitches. Good ratio, 15 strikes to 8 balls. But the decision here to bring in Corbin Martin, big here, Kyle, as Caleb McCann had almost two pretty solid innings of work. Corbin Martin's got to come in and get a big out once again.
Well, we saw Corbin Martin last night come here and do the exact same thing. Worked an inning and a third, struck out 3, and walked 1 in relief to keep the game right where it was. The Miners only won that one 1-0, so he's pitching in another 1-run game last night, and came up big for the Miners. He had the bags full at one point when he was out there pitching, and was able to work out of the jam. So certainly Martin's pitched in tough situations this year and gotten out of them. Let's see how he responds now.
And you have one of the hungriest Glacier pilots at the plate, Kevin Veers, who was off until now. Take a ball outside 1-0 as he's pinch hitting for Jack Lebowski, righty versus the lefty matchup. 1-0. And this one lined up the middle, and it will get through past Tyler Wolf. Kevin Veers gets it done with an RBI single. That's going to tie the game at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as it took a little while, but they finally break through and tie the game when they needed to. 6th hit of the game for the Pilots, and Kevin Veers gets his first hit and first RBI of the season. Now the leading run, go-ahead runs on first for Gunnar Troutwine. He's running. J.J. Hancock's throw is on point, and he is safe. Wow, Jake Schleppenbach a little bit confused about the call. It was a pretty good jump there by Kevin Veers. But all in all, he's able to steal the bag. Now the go-ahead run is 180 feet away. That pitch fouled off, just tapped at the plate by Gunnar Troutwine. Count 1-1 on the catcher. So Kevin Veers breaks through and ties this game at 3. Corbin Martin gets Troutwine to foul it straight back. 1-2 the count. If your car needs a new taillight or just any sort of nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 1-2 is chopped, just foul, down the first base line. The Pilots have been waiting a couple games for one of those type of hits. Couldn't get them last night, couldn't get them Friday, finally do tonight. They at least come back from an early deficit to tie the game here at 3. And stealing is Veers. This one is lined into short right field. Schleppenbach gets back there quickly, as it didn't look like Paskowitz was going to make it there. So the tying run does come in on a Kevin Veers single. We head to the 9th, all square at 3 on your home for Miners baseball. For up-to-date scores, schedules, rosters, and much more from around the ABL, visit www.alaskabaseballleague.com, your home for everything ABL. So Kevin Veers is going to come in and play third base First time we've seen that this season facing the Miners. As Aboitis will come back to the hill in a 3-3 tie. Miners 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Pilots, who have been trying to come back ever since the 3rd inning. The last run that the Miners were able to bring across was in that 3rd inning, and they're going to need at least one more here tonight, Kyle.
That they will, and to start things will be Vance Vizcaino. Vizcaino in a little bit of a slump for himself, but has not been striking out doing that. He's been putting the ball right at play right at someone every time, it seems like. Hitting the ball very, very hard, just having some bad luck. Trying to break out of that right here, though.
And that one low for a ball. 1-0 to Vance Vizcaino, who is 0 for 3. Lined into a double play. Lined out and grounded out. 0 for 3 so far. This one hit right at the shortstop off the glove. He's going to try and make a throw. Not going to have time. Tough play there for Carrillo. Don't know if they're going to rule it an error or not. It was a tough play, so I think it will be a hit for Vance Vizcaino. We'll see what they put up here on the scoreboard at Mulcahy Stadium. It was a tough line drive. Couldn't quite get in front of it. It is a hit for Vance Vizcaino.
We talked about him trying to catch a break there. There's his break right there, hitting the ball hard almost every time and finally catching a break.
So the Miners now get their first runner on base. That's a strike, called strike 0-1. That's the first runner to reach base for the Miners. Well, in the 8th, they had the infield hit by Paskowitz, but really since the 5th when Caruso got that single. 0-1. That's in the dirt for a ball. Troutwine didn't let it get past him, though. 1-1 count. 3 pass balls in this game. Troutwine trying to make sure he doesn't do one here in the late stages of this game, with the Miners now trying to tie this game or break the tie. Corbin Martin, now the pitcher of record, is Brigham Hill going to get a no decision. Taking off is Vance Vizcaino, the throw down, and not able to get the tag is Corby Batesel. So Vance Vizcaino with nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. Steals a bag, and Hunter Simmons now with a runner in scoring position, 1-2 the count. And the skipper, Darren Westergaard, going to come out to the hill here and have a chat with his pitcher, Jordan Aboitis.
So again, the Miners in a good spot. They go ahead run standing at second base potentially. As you'll have Simmons here at the plate now, Schleppenbach on deck now, and also right behind him, Tyler Wolf, who checked into the game earlier at shortstop. When Nygaard moved to third base, he'll be batting third right behind him. So the inning continue for that long in the inning at least.
And now maybe the first time that we'll see the decision from the skipper, Ben Taylor, as Brick Paskowitz is number 2 in the order. He's been playing right field. There's no one warming up. Looks like we may see Corbin Martin coming back out for the bottom of the 9th. We'll have to see, though, if they try and get someone warming. This one lined towards right. It will drop in, a base hit. Vance Vizcaino had to wait on it, though, to make sure it was going to drop. And so the Miners trying not to waste any time here. They get their first 2 runners on, 2 singles, runners on the corners, nobody out. 9th hit of the game for the Miners. And that'll bring up Jake Schleppenbach.
Nice piece of hitting there by Hunter Simmons. Going the other way with the pitch. And now has the runners on the corners with nobody out still. And now just the go-ahead run and 90 feet away, and then another run standing potentially at first base.
Aboitis ready. This one lined into left field. A base hit. Vance Vizcaino going to score. Miners going to take the lead on 3 straight singles as Jake Schleppenbach, again, as in his other 2 teammates, doesn't waste any time, takes the first pitch and puts it into left field. The Miners lead 4-3 here in the top of the 9th.
What a clutch piece of hitting again, going the other way. You see back-to-back hitters going with the pitch and going the other way with it, and that's how they plate the run here.
4-3 Miners, 10th hit of the game. Schleppenbach now on first. Wolf going to square to bunt. He will take a strike at the knees, 0-1. Wolf getting his first at-bat of the day. He came in the 7th in place of Jed Jed Fag as Wolf went in to play shortstop. They moved Nygaard to third. This is the 8th spot in the order, and this one is a bunt straight down. Boyd is going to throw to third to get Hunter Simmons over there. Good alert play for Jordan Aboitis. Runners still on first and second. It will be 1 out now in the top of the 9th. Now bring up Tanner Nishioka. Tanner singled back in the 3rd and scored. Has flew out to right in the 5th and lined out in the 8th. First pitch from Aboitis, and this one's lined into right field, a base hit. Going to load the bases. Throw's going to come towards home plate, cut off by the first baseman. And so, bases loaded, and this is one of the last guys you want to face if you are the Glacier Pilots. It's Alex Caruso with already 2 hits on the day and one of the top averages in the entire league. Also one of the top RBI guys. And the skipper, Darren Westergaard, are going to come out. I think he has some pitchers warming up in his bullpen. And he will take the ball, I believe, from Aboitis. And we will have the full change for you as Jordan Aboitis going to check out. Miners lead 4-3, looking for more. 1 out here in the 9th. You're listening to Miners Baseball. So now that's all squared off as we are ready for baseball almost with Hamlin warming up. Luke Hamlin coming in from center field to pitch out of Rolette, Texas. Went to Grayson College, and now going to UCF to play college ball with Matt Diorio and Trent Thompson of the Miners. Played 55 games in 2015, batted .370 with a homer and 38 RBI, scored 63 runs, and had 12 stolen bases at Grayson College, but no pitching stats really for Hamlin. The submarine pitcher going to come in here and face Caruso with the bases loaded and 1 out. He wanted the lefty-lefty matchup. That's a ball. And now the catcher, Gunnar Troutwine, going to go have a chat with Hamlin. First time we've seen Johnny Loker in this game as he comes into center field. And Hamlin moving from center field. Second straight pitcher to come in from some position in the field to pitch. So Hamlin coming in a little bit cold here. In a big situation with the bases loaded, only 1 out, and that's low as well. Nowhere to put him, but 2 balls on Alex Caruso. Caruso 2 for 4. Just missed again, and Hamlin falls behind 3-0 on Caruso.
This may be the last man in this lineup as you want to bat with the bases loaded and 1 man out. It's a solid line drive every time, and now ahead in the count.
And he'll take a walk. Didn't even have to swing. Luke Hamblin will walk home a run as Alex Caruso gets RBI number 9 to tie Andrew Mogg in the league lead for RBIs. Bases still loaded, only one out. Infield's still going to play in, and the Miners take a 5-3 lead here in the 9th, and still threatening very much so. That pitch low to Paskowitz for a ball, 1-0. This was an intriguing move by the Pilots to bring in Hamlin. Didn't have any warm-up time and struggling to hit the strike zone. He will there. Just above the belt to Paskowitz, 1-1. But after the Kevin Veers single in the bottom of the 8th to tie this game, the Miners get 2. And that's a strike. Looked like a changeup, 1-2. There's an RBI single for Schleppenbach, and now Caruso drawing the walk with the bases loaded. 1-2 count, and Paskowitz swung on and missed. That pitch was on the outside corner, so 2 outs. And that will bring up another guy you don't want to face. They're facing 3 in a row in a dangerous situation. It's Niles Nygaard.
It's a very uncharacteristic strikeout for Brick Paskowitz. You don't see that very often.
He's reached twice, once on an error, and he'll take a ball low, 1-0. Singled in a run in the first inning did Nygaard. 1-0, chopped towards third. Going to be a tough play at any base. The throw is in time to get Nygaard, and that will do it. So Hamlin does give up 1 as he walks Caruso with the bases loaded, but the Miners do get 2 and break through. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th with the Miners ahead, 5-3 on the Miners Radio Network. Matt McGarry will come up. 8-9-1 due up, facing Corbin Martin. No save situation. He's the pitcher of record right now, and that takes ball inside 1-0. Corbin Martin back to the hill. Gave up that base hit to Veers, first batter he faced, but was able to get Gunnar Troutwine to pop out to end the 8th. Falls behind in the count to McGarry, 2-0. This one popped foul, out of play, 2-1. McGarry 0 for 1 officially has walked twice and scored a run in the 5th. This is the second one to come in and score. And here's the 2-1, fouled out of play, 2-2. Miners looking for their 4th straight victory over their division rival, the Glacier Pilots, here in Mulcahy Field. That one missed outside. Full count now on McGarry, looking for his 3rd walk drawn of this contest. Martin's ready, 3-2. And rung him up with the breaky ball. What a pitch by Corbin Martin. Sent him packing there with a great curveball. 1 gone here in the top of the 9th.
Good way to start for Corbin Martin. Getting a backdoor curveball to get him full there to start the inning with a strikeout. And now he'll do battle here against Corby Batesel.
Now 10 strikeouts for Miners pitching is Johnny Loker, who came into the game for Batesel. Will take a strike 0-1. the guy taken out. So now it'll be 0-1. And this one's chopped foul. 0-2 as Loker quickly falls behind. 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Miners. 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Pilots. Johnny Loker. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. I stopped by Hancock, however, no one on base. Wouldn't have hurt him to let it go by. 1-2. Hancock came in the 8th inning to catch for McCann, and now Corbin Martin. And this one's lined softly into short left field. Tyler Wolf will range over to make the catch. Now 2 gone here in the bottom of the 9th as Corbin Martin and Luke Hamlin coming to the plate. Pitcher allowed to bat in this league. Takes a strike, 0-1. Hamlin came in originally in the 6th, and this one's chopped. Foul. 0-2. As the Miners a pitch away from winning this one. And this one grounded hard and foul down the first base line. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-2 to Hamlin, and that's high for a ball. 1-2. The count. One, 2 is fouled out of play. Count remains 1-2. That was a nice pitch to stay alive for Hamlin. On deck is Adalberto Carrillo. And this one chopped. Foul at the plate. Staying alive is Hamlin. 1-2. Miners looking for win number 10 of the season. They can retire Luke Hamlin. They will have it. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. Strike 3. And Corbin Martin gets Hamlin to swing right through that curveball. Miners close it down and get the W today for the 4th consecutive time over the Anchorage Glacier Pilots after dropping the first 2 at home on Tuesday and Wednesday night. The Miners come in, sweep the doubleheader on Friday. They win last night in the Summer Solstice Showdown, and they get it done tonight with 2 runs in the top of the 9th. And so the Miners will take this one. They get to 10-2 on the season and 8-2 overall in conference play. The Glacier Pilots falling to 3-7, 3-6 overall, as you are now listening to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show as the Miners get this one done today. And the Pilots finally broke through, Kyle, with a big hit when they needed it, but ultimately not what they wanted, and the Miners came out right away in the 9th and got 2 runs.
Yes, they did. They were able to get a couple clutch hits, opposite field shots that were able to nail it down, and that's how they were able to come back and pull this one off. Left to a couple runners stranded at the end, but able to get those 2 runs across the board to nail it down. Corbin Martin getting victory number 1 in the year.
Yeah, Martin gets the victory. Jordan Aboitis will take the loss as the Miners win this one by a final score of 5-3. Player of the game going to be Alex Caruso. Had a great day. 2 singles and drove in 1 with that walk in the 9th, which was a supplemental run. So the Miners needed it. Jake Schleppenbach coming up with a big hit as well, a single that ultimately gave the Miners the lead after Kevin Veers finally broke through for the Pilots, tying the game in the bottom of the 8th. The Miners get it done and they win and stay ahead of those Chinooks who got a win at the same field today over the Anchorage Bucks. The Chinooks move themselves to 7-4 overall and 6-2 in conference play. But the Miners moving themselves to 8-2 with this victory today in ABL play, and also getting to that 10-win mark just 12 games into the season. Any final thoughts from you at all, Kyle?
Just a great win tonight and a great performance. Backed again. Nice start tonight by Brigham Hill and a good all-around team effort tonight. A good way to hit well in the clutch tonight and get the win tonight. A good effort again. Miners won their 10th game of the year. Very impressive there.
And so the Miners will be back on the field tomorrow night taking on these same Anchorage Glacier Pilots, but this time back at home as the Miners look to go in with a 5-game winning streak into their 6-game winning streak, as they now have won 5 in a row. They look to go into those 2 off days with a 6-game winning streak as they will take on the Pilots. Game time will be at 7 p.m. with the pregame, the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, coming to you at 6:45. For my partner Kyle Howard, I'm Kevin Peel saying so long from Mulcahy Field as the Miners get it done 5-3 on 2 runs in the 9th inning. But until tomorrow night, so long.
I don't know.